Today we are going to be working, guys, with two main things. The first thing, it is going to be like speaking, because we are going to watch a video and then we are going to have a discussion. But also we are going to be working with some tool. Have you ever created any tune or cartoons? Have you ever created something like that? ¿Crearon caricaturas?
¿Qué pasó, profe? No te entendí eso. Que si hemos hecho caricaturas.
Maybe.
Pues, yo no.
O como historietas or something like that.
En la Nintendo de
So,
Nintendo.
that's what we are going to be doing too. And also, baby, and also we are going to have our grammar explanation. So if you see, we are going to do a lot of things today. Well, we have 3 hours, so we are going to do it as best as we can. I am going to share with you my screen, and we are going to read the instructions in Q10, okay? Baby, it's because the idea is that you are supposed to leave the school with at least a B1 plus level, you know? And especially in 10th grade, you just have like the rest of this year and 11th grade to do it. And in 11th grade, the books of 11th grade are like B2 plus or something like that, B2. So it's a bit harder. Okay? But I know that you can do it.
Llegando a B1, pero nada.
Actually, you have improved a lot. I mean, since the day I met you till now, you have improved a lot.
Pues claro, profe, yo siempre vas.
I like that. I like that, baby. I'm so glad that you are able to do it. And I'm proud of you. You don't know it, but I'm proud of you. So, we are going to check the instructions of today, hour by hour. Each hour, we are going to check the instructions. So, Laura, can you please help me reading the instructions of today?
Okay. Dear students, this part or not?
Yeah, like today. Go ahead.
Okay, today we'll be working with our writing skills. In order to do it, you are going to watch a video that will help you to know how fake news can be spread. And taking that into account, you have to imagine that you are the artist for the entertainment section of a newspaper and to invent a cartoon to publish. As soon as you finish, please upload the evidence of your work as a post of this forum. Also, we'll have our grammar lesson and we'll be learning how to use past perfect in different situations. In order to do it, we are going to pay attention and to practice actively in this class. Don't forget that in our YouTube channel, you'll find some videos to help you with the learn topic, and you can also find the recording of each class if necessary.
Thank you, baby. So yeah, in the YouTube channel, you have like all the videos, all the recordings, everything, in case that you need it again. What are we going to do? Of course, we are going to divide the class into 3 hours. This first time, it is going to be just speaking. It is going to be a discussion of a video that we are going to watch. So the video is called How False News Can Spread. And this video is by Nova Traveling, who is a nice speaker who will teach you about it. Do you know what is the meaning of spread? Or what can you imagine?
Teacher, I don't understand. I need to make a short animation or in this class or
Yeah, but in the second hour.
yeah, in this program or app.
Yeah, like Tony tool. It's so easy to use. So I am going to explain it to you as soon as we arrive there. But as I am telling you, we are going to divide the class by hours. So this first hour, we are going to be working with our speaking skills, okay? So
Yes.
here is the question. What is the meaning of spread? Who can tell me?
Spread, wait me, I will go to the translate.
No, try to avoid it. What can you imagine
Try to
if I
avoid.
say that false news can spread?
Spread.
Or you can spread the rumors. Spread. What is that?
Yeah. Spread is esparcir.
Esparcir. So try to avoid translator,
Van a
please.
esparcir.
So yes, it's when
No, no,
you,
no, no. It's not translator. I don't know how
yeah.
to escribir spread.
Okay, thank you. So great. Don't use translator. That's good. So yeah, that means that you are going to like van a esparcir, van a regar el chisme, van a mandar la noticia por muchas partes del mundo, van a divulgarla, okay? Like esparcir. That is the meaning of spread. So we are going to watch that video and then we are going to have a discussion about it, okay? Questions about the things that we are going to be doing in this first hour?
No, this in this hour
So
I will we will go to see watch to a video.
yeah, and then it
Okay.
is going to be like speaking all the time.
Okay.
So this is the video. The video is
I will
called
try.
how, as I was telling you, how false news can spread, and it's from a page that is called 10A-28th. This is a good page because it has like educational content of a lot of topics, so maybe if you want to check it, it will be nice. I am going to play this video twice, so please take notes about the video because then I am going to make some specific questions. So let's do it.
There's a quote usually attributed to the writer Mark Twain that goes, "A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes." Funny thing about that, there's reason to doubt that Mark Twain ever said this at all, thus ironically proving the point. And today the quote, whoever said it, is truer than ever before. In previous decades, most media with global reach consisted of several major newspapers and networks which had the resources to gather information directly. Outlets like Reuters and the Associated Press that aggregate or re-report stories were relatively rare compared to today. The speed with which information spreads now has created the ideal conditions for a phenomenon known as circular reporting. This is when publication A publishes misinformation, publication B reprints it, and publication A then cites B as the source for the information. It's also considered a form of circular reporting when multiple publications report on the same initial piece of false information, which then appears to another author as having been verified by multiple sources. For instance, the 1998 publication of a single pseudoscientific paper arguing that routine vaccination of children causes autism inspired an entire anti-vaccination movement, despite the fact that the original paper has repeatedly been discredited by the scientific community. Deliberately unvaccinated children are now contracting contagious diseases that have been virtually eradicated in the United States, with some infections proving fatal. In a slightly less dire example, satirical articles that are formatted to resemble real ones can also be picked up by outlets not in on the joke. For example, a joke article in the reputable British Medical Journal entitled "Energy Expenditure in Adolescents Playing New Generation Computer Games" has been referenced in serious science publications over 400 times. User-generated content such as wikis are also a common contributor to circular reporting. As more writers come to rely on such pages for quick information, an unverified fact in a wiki page can make its way into a published article that may later be added as a citation for the very same wiki information, making it much harder to debunk. Recent advances in communication technology have had immeasurable benefits in breaking down the barriers between information and people. But our desire for quick answers may overpower the desire to be certain of their validity. And when this bias can be multiplied by billions of people around the world nearly instantaneously, more caution is in order. Avoiding sensationalist media, searching for criticisms of suspicious information, and tracing the original source of a report can help slow down a lie, giving the truth more time to put on its shoes.
Okay, babies, did you take notes? Okay, I am going to play it one more
And
time,
then,
and then
mm,
we are going to have our discussion time. Questions up to this point?
no.
Okay, let's continue. Let's do it one more time, and that's it.
There's a quote usually attributed to the writer Mark Twain that goes, "A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes." Funny thing about that, there's reason to doubt that Mark Twain ever said this at all, thus, ironically, proving the point. And today, the quote, whoever said it, is truer than ever before. In previous decades, most media with global reach consisted of several major newspapers and networks which had the resources to gather information directly. Outlets like Reuters and the Associated Press that aggregate or re report stories were relatively rare compared to today. The speed with which information spreads now has created the ideal conditions for a phenomenon known as circular reporting. This is when publication A publishes misinformation, publication B reprints it, and publication A then cites B as the source for the information. It's also considered a form of circular reporting when multiple publications report on the same initial piece of false information, which then appears to another author as having been verified by multiple sources. For instance, the 1998 publication of a single pseudoscientific paper arguing that routine vaccination of children causes autism inspired an entire anti-vaccination movement, despite the fact that the original paper has repeatedly been discredited by the scientific community. Deliberately unvaccinated children are now contracting contagious diseases that had been virtually eradicated in the United States, with some infections proving fatal. In a slightly less dire example, satirical articles that are formatted to resemble real ones can also be picked up by outlets not in on the joke. For example, a joke article in the reputable British Medical Journal entitled "Energy Expenditure in Adolescents Playing New Generation Computer Games" has been referenced in serious science publications over 400 times. User-generated content such as wikis are also a common contributor to circular reporting. As more writers come to rely on such pages for quick information, an unverified fact in a wiki page can make its way into a published article that may later be added as a citation for the very same wiki information, making it much harder to debunk. Recent advances in communication technology have had immeasurable benefits in breaking down the barriers between information and people. But our desire for quick answers may overpower the desire to be certain of their validity. And when this bias can be multiplied by billions of people around the world nearly instantaneously, more caution is in order. Avoiding sensationalist media, searching for criticisms of suspicious information, and tracing the original source of a report can help slow down a lie, giving the truth more time to put on its shoes.
Okay. So, my dears, do you have any question? Okay, so what are we going to do now? I am going to let you talk. You can decide who is going to talk. And the first thing is that I want to know your opinion about the video. Who can tell me something about the video?
Um, the video clearly explains how the news, a fake news could be everywhere, and how this is affecting people because people believe the fake news more than the true ones.
Okay, thank you. Any other opinion? Laura, what do you think of the video?
I think that it shows us how is how the fake news travels so fast. Give us like the example of the how do you say vacuna?
Basin?
of the vaccine, something like that, and how this problem was bigger with the pass of the time.
Okay, thank you. Juana, what do you think of the video? What can you tell me about it?
Tú te mira WhatsApp.
Juanes, thank you. Juana, what do you think? Are you there, princess? Okay. So, Juana, please write your opinion about the video because you don't have the microphone. Write your opinion. And while you are writing, Samuel is going to give me his point of view about the video.
Hi, my name is Samuel Franco. I have 15 years. No, mentiras. Es que no entendí
Okay.
muy bien el video.
So, from of those things that you understood, that was about like fake news, what can you tell me? Is it easy to spread a fake news? What do you think?
Okay. In my opinion, no, because in that time, the news is a big, como a big, um, una empresa grande, sí, como,
Enterprise?
and he can put a fake news, and all the people can believe it's true because I don't know, because it's a big es una empresa grande, perdón, no sé cómo se dice.
A big enterprise.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, babies. So, do you remember that in the video they talk about a person that is called Mark Twain? So I want to know which was like the contribution or what did they say about Mark Twain, Sarai?
You can repeat
The question?
question?
Yeah. I am asking who is Mark Twain or what did Mark Twain say?
I don't remember, but he say that the something about fake news
Something
that
about.
like bad communication. I think.
Okay, something about fake news and communication. So, who can give me something else? David, what do you remember of Mark Twain? He was the first
Remember?
name, Mark Twain. He was the first name that the video mentioned.
No, la verdad, no sé.
Not sure. Who can tell me something about the things that Mark Twain said? Sarai, don't you remember something else? You have 1 point. Or Sophie, you can help her. Maybe. What do you remember, Sophie?
About the video?
About Mark Twain.
I don't know very well. I don't understand very well that part.
It was the first idea. It was like a quotation about the truth.
What?
It was the first part of the video, and it was like a quotation related to the truth.
He said that fake news can go to all the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, it's something like that. Actually, Mark Twain said that while a fake news is traveling all around the world, the truth is just putting its shoes. O sea, mientras la noticia falsa ya le dio la vuelta al mundo, la verdad apenas y se está poniendo el zapato. So that means that fake news are going to be easily spread. What do you think about it? Do you think that is true? Daniel, what do you think? Do you think that that is true?
I think is yes, true, because in the video explanation, the idea that the fake news, ¿cómo se llama la palabra? Se propaga muy rápido,
Spread
spread,
really fast.
um, sí, it's true.
Okay, yeah, I do believe it too. Actually, Mark Twain said that, but they were saying something interesting because they said that there is like they believe that that Mark Twain say that, but they don't have any proof about it, and that actually is going to confirm that things that he said or that he supposedly said because they don't have evidence about it. They were also talking about Laura said something about a vaccine. What happened with the vaccine? Who can tell me? Maybe Martin Segura. What do you remember? Because as you know, the example that they gave to support the Mark Twain quotation was something related with a vaccine.
Vaccine, ¿cómo se dice causa?
Cost,
The cause. Au- autismo. No sé cómo se dice autismo.
autism.
Autism?
Yeah,
Okay.
autism.
Called autism.
Okay. So they were saying that. What is autism, Martin? What do you know about autism? What is autism? What do you think? Or what do you know about autism?
It's it's ¿cómo se dice enfermedad?
Illness.
It's a illness. Mental illness. I don't know.
Okay, a mental.
Yo no me meto mucho en ese tema de las enfermedades, pero.
But you think that is a mental illness, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think that is autism or what do you know about autism, Juanis?
Señora?
What do you know about autism? Del autismo. What do you know?
¿Sobre el video?
No, about autism, the illness. Because the video said that there was a vaccine and people said that vaccine was causing autism, que causaba autismo. So the question is, what do you know about autism?
Mi opinión sobre el autismo.
Yeah, what is that?
Okay, my opinion of the, ¿cómo es que se dice?
Autism.
Autism is, pueden dejar de hacer bulla por la que estés respondiendo, gracias.
So autism, what is that?
Es que no tengo una opinión como así general.
Not an opinion, but what is that? Dime qué es o qué has visto tú del autismo. ¿Has visto personas con autismo, por ejemplo?
Sí, pues...
What is that?
Es que no sé cómo explicarlo en inglés.
Let's do it together. Lo vas diciendo, yo te voy ayudando a hacerlo en inglés, ¿ok?
Ok, a ver, vamos.
What do you think? Because Martin was saying that it was like a mental illness. What do you think? Do you agree or not?
Pues que... Ahí dice una enfermedad.
Illness.
¿Cómo?
Illness.
¿Business?
Illness.
Okay. What is a business?
Illness, baby. Illness.
Illness?
Ajá.
Okay. What is a illness? What... es que en verdad no sé muy bien qué afecta al autismo. O sea, no tengo muy claro qué afecta al autismo. Como que qué es el autismo y eso. No tengo
Not sure.
muy claro. Pero... what... autismo, no sé cómo se dice. No, es que en verdad no sé cómo explicarlo. Baila, no sé, no sé.
You can do it. Si quieres, dilo en español y yo te ayudo a hacerlo en inglés y luego lo dices, ¿te parece? Quiero
Sí.
escucharte.
Pues es que, en verdad, o sea, así te lo digo en español, no tengo muy claro qué
Not
es. Como
sure.
una que no deja, como, o sea, que deja que los niños estén concentrados como en una cosa específica. No sé, ejemplo, ellos se concentran como en, ejemplo, un niño se concentra en que pase una hora determinada al reloj y no se paran de ahí hasta que pase esa hora. O sea, son muy concentrados, no sé, en lo que hacen o no
Okay.
sé.
So you can say it affects concentration. A ver, dilo tú.
Affect the concentration.
Thank you very much. Okay, I want to listen. Martín Grajales, what do you think that autism is, or what do you know about it?
It's like some kind of, it's like a psychological thing. It's like something that happened in kids' brains, like in some situations. And this is like this. I wouldn't say this is a mental sickness because this is more like this. Not like syndrome de Down or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
it's more like something mental more than other thing is because some kids that have autism are really bad at something that normal kids can do, but really good at some things that normal people can do that well. For example, there's a kid that has autism and he can literally stop talk well, but he sing really well in a show, and he's when they learn to do something good, they do it really good. So
So,
they have like a different kind of they have a thing in their brain or something.
so it's exactly what Martin said. It's like a condition. I wouldn't say neither that is an illness, but it's more like a condition, like a mental condition or something that happened inside the person that it is going to affect a bit the way that that person communicates with other ones, or maybe the way that they express themselves. But as Martin was saying, that they can be like, for example, they can have a lot of troubles with maths, let's imagine, but they can be incredibly good and incredibly amazing with music. Yeah? So that's autism. And the rumor or the fake news that people spread in that time was that the vaccine was going to cause autism. And in that time, because it was in 1998, in that time when they didn't have like that quantity of information or enough information about autism. So they, like in general words, they were believing that they will get like with an illness if they receive the vaccine. So here is the question. Let's put that in context. Let's imagine that someone says that the coronavirus vaccine is ready and that you have to go and to take the vaccine. But suddenly you listen that if you take the vaccine, you are going to have cancer. What will you do? And you have like the news all around the world. Everybody is saying that if you take the vaccine, you are going to have cancer, but they haven't received it yet, and you don't know anyone who, or no one who has received the vaccine yet. But if you receive the vaccine, they are saying that you are going to have cancer. What will you do, Daniel? Will you use the vaccine? Daniel?
Profe, diga verdad, no entendí nada que dijiste.
Okay, let's do it again. So, let's put that example of the video in context. They were saying that if they receive the vaccine in that time, they are going to have autism. Let's imagine that nowadays the coronavirus vaccine is ready and they are trying to give the vaccine to everyone. But there is a news that is spread, and the news is that the vaccine is going to cause cancer. So if you receive the vaccine, you may have cancer. What will you do? You don't know like anyone with the vaccine. You don't know where is the news. come from or where the news come from. You don't know anything. You just know that there is a rumor that if you take the vaccine, you are going to have cancer. What will you do?
I don't know. Uy, no sé qué haría. No sé qué haría. I don't know.
Not sure about it? Why not? Is it difficult?
So.
So?
Yes.
Okay, Sophie, what would you do?
In what case? I don't understand
In
very
the case
well.
of the vaccine, if someone tells you that the coronavirus vaccine is ready, but you listen or a news, there is some news that are like traveling around the world, and the news says that if you receive the vaccine, you are going to have cancer. But you don't know anyone who has received the vaccine. You don't know testimonies about it. You just know the rumor or the news that has been spreading around the world. If you take the coronavirus vaccine, you are going to have cancer. What will you do? Will you take the vaccine?
I guess that no. No. I don't know. I guess that no.
I don't know. Why not? Because you don't know if that information is reliable or if that information is a lie. Yeah? So, in the video, they were giving you some tips in order to know if you have like real news or fake news. Yeah. So the first tip was avoiding something. Who can tell me avoiding what? What is the first tip that they gave you, Laura?
I don't remember a lot, but I suppose that is that. Oh no, I forget it. But I think that it's don't believe all without an scientific um, study.
Okay.
I forget it.
You forgot the tips. Who remembers the tips? They gave you 3 specific tips in order to find fake news or to identify fake news or false news. Do you remember any of those tips? Ivan, do you remember something? Can you please write to me in the chat? While Ivan is writing, I want to know, Martin Segura, do you remember the tips?
Of what?
They gave you 3 tips in order to identify fake news or to avoid it. Not to identify it, but to avoid
In
fake
internet?
news. What,
Oh.
baby?
In internet?
Internet? What about internet?
No, in internet or in the
No,
video?
in general, how to avoid, how to like, don't
In
believe
general.
everything.
The images,
Images? No, nothing
the
related.
no puedo pronunciar bien, güey.
Eh,
And security of the page. ¿Cómo se dice fuentes?
sources.
And the sources of the information.
Okay, that is one. You have one. One of those tips were look for the original source. So, for example, let's link this idea with the one about the wikis. They were talking about wiki pages like Wikipedia. What is Wikipedia or what are wiki pages? What is that?
No entiendo la pregunta, sinceramente.
In the video they were talking. Yeah, Martin, go ahead.
Wikipedias are like not reliable source of information, I think.
So
Because,
yeah,
like everybody could be involved, even people that doesn't know about the thing they're trying to explain, I suppose.
so yeah, wikis or like the wiki pages are pages where you can find a lot of information in a really fast way, but anyone can edit that information and you will never know it. You don't know if someone changed that information, you have no idea about it. and you are
So
still
this
trying to
is
find
the
information of that. Tell me, David.
but this is the case of the Wikipedia, but the different wikis offer a specific topic that don't have this option.
Actually, in general, the wiki pages, all the pages that begin with wiki, has one option to change the information. Not everyone, for example, if you are reading like an anime wiki with the information of the characters and all those things. Not everyone, like for example in Colombia, we don't have like the permission to change the information. But maybe in United States and in Japan and in other places they have it. But always you are going to have the possibility, or people is going to have the possibility to change information in wiki. So you don't know if that's true. Have you ever noticed, for example, if you go to Google and you Google something and you decide that you want to look for information in Wikipedia because it was the first option, have you ever noticed or have you ever seen a source, a reliable source in Wikipedia?
Source?
Like source, una fuente, una cita de algún autor o algo así, una fuente donde tomaron la información. Have you ever seen it?
Well, ahí de ¿cómo se dice? El único, the only wikis what I see is a wikis for video games, and all this information is right as real. I don't know that you say.
Okay, and do you have sources in those wiki pages?
Yeah,
Like taken from this book, taken from this author?
well,
Those are
the
video
video
games,
games
of
don't
course, I
have
know.
this bibliography, but the people who game this game, eh, no sé cómo decirlo, es que escribe sobre ellos, ¿sabes? O sea,
Ah, okay, it's more like an opinion wiki.
no. You in these wikis you can create information for X character, yeah.
Ah, okay, it's like a gamers wiki. So it's a community, more or less, about that. Like so people who knows write about it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. But what about Wikipedia?
Wikipedia, I don't use this shit.
But have you ever visited Wikipedia for something? Like,
Oh,
have you ever seen Wikipedia in your life?
yeah, obviously.
And for all of you, have you seen reliable sources in Wikipedia?
Let me check.
Okay, go ahead, check and let us know if we have reliable sources. While David is checking, one of the tips is that you have to look for the original source. What happens if you don't look for the original source? Things like rumors, things like fake news can happen. So maybe this thing of the original source can be a bit related with some aspect of the video that is called circular reporting. In the
Well,
video, they talk
this
about. Tell me?
no, continue.
Okay. In the video, they were talking about circular reporting. What is that? What do you remember of circular reporting? Samuel, what do you remember? What is that? Circular reporting.
Yeah, I can nothing. I can see the Wikipedia and the links where I can have this page is es el mismo, o sea, las mismas, los mismos links que tienen son los mismos de la misma página, o sea, si yo busco,
So,
digamos, acá estoy en una página de un anime en general, dice que el estudio de animación Sunrise y le pongo en buscar que es Sunrise y me aparece una página específica de Wikipedia. Y si
so
vuelvo a buscar a una cosa de estudio de animación, vamos que me aparece acá que es un link directo, es algo de Wikipedia. Siempre es algo de Wikipedia y nunca me da una información como tal.
So, what can you say? Is that a reliable source? Yes or no?
Well, no.
No, not at all. Thank you, David.
Okay.
Okay, Samu, you were telling me what is circular reporting, darling?
What?
Circular reporting. In the video, they talk about circular reporting. What is that? Circular reporting. Who remembers this? Danny, do you remember something of circular reporting?
No.
No, Laura, do you remember something?
Maybe, okay.
Okay, Sam.
Pero puedes decir en español, es que no sé cómo es.
Okay, say it in Spanish. I'll help you to like to say it in English, and then you have to say it. Okay?
Si no estoy mal, es como una confirmación de que algo es falso, ¿no?
A confirmation of something.
That it's false.
Okay, a confirmation of something that is false. So. Lau, do you remember something else? Circular reporting.
It's like an information that trouble in a lot of ways. For example, that they give that are published, but like a joke, and some people think that it's real and used to give articles and something like that. Is like that, I suppose.
Something like that. Yeah, you have one missing aspect. Sarai, what do you remember of circular reporting?
I have something.
Okay, Samu, tell me.
¿Cómo se dice? Fuentes.
Source.
¿Cómo?
Source.
Source, okay. It's like okay, I create a new, and that new have a lot of source, and that's it. Yeah, this is a circular report.
So circular reporting.
News with a lot of
news
source.
with sources. No, that's not circular reporting.
No?
No. But almost, you almost got it. Sarai, do you have something else?
That I think that is like because the people the people received bad fake news or something like that, and I think that is
that. Okay. Actually, circular reporting is when, for example, you have like two people. The first person A, is going to write a news with misinformation, like fake news. And suddenly, the person, B person, realizes or check that news and says like, oh my god, I guess that I can use it. And they take the information without any source or anything. They take the information and they publish the information too. They publish the news. But someone realizes that it was a fake news. And he's going to say like, hey, that is not good, that is a lie. So B is going to say, oh, but that news is not mine. That's from person A. But the A person is going to say like, no, that's not mine, it's from B. Es algo como echarse la culpa. La persona A te publicó algo. La persona B agarró esa publicación porque le gustó mucho, pero nunca citó nada. Entonces, cuando se dan cuenta que es una mentira, que es una fake news, y van a reclamarle al B, al que lo publicó la segunda vez, él va a decir como, no, pero es que eso no es mío, pero como no tiene fuentes, como no tiene nada, entonces el A, que es el que él sí lo publicó y que dijeron que era de él, va a decir como qué pena, pero eso es de él, no hay nada citado mío, no hay fuentes, no hay nada, eso es de él, eso no es mío y se lavó las manos.
Profe,
Tell me.
es que según lo que yo entiendo, un circular reporting es cuando, o sea, lo voy a decir en español porque es que no te puedo explicar en inglés, ahorita lo intenté explicar, pero no puedo.
Ok, tell me.
Se publica una noticia, ¿no? Entonces, la gente cree que es una información que viene de varias fuentes, pues que realmente proviene de una fuente en específico, pero pues la gente no lo dice, se supone que eso es reportaje. Circular reporting.
Teacher, circular reporting es lo que hace Wikipedia.
¿Cómo, David?
Circular reporting is lo que hace Wikipedia.
Yeah, it can be like Wikipedia, for example. Pero entonces siempre vas a tener dos agentes implicados. Uno que es el que está promoviendo las noticias falsas y otro que las está republicando sin darse cuenta de que son falsas. Entonces Wikipedia te puede servir, pero de pronto no tanto. Por ejemplo, si tú haces un trabajo y citas todo de Wikipedia, tú le puedes decir a la profe, ay no, profe, es que yo tomé eso de Wikipedia, y si la profe va y mira, pues va a estar igual en Wikipedia. Entonces puede confirmar que era de esa página. Un circular
Ok.
reporting es algo así como si tú hicieras tu artículo, no citaste nada, dijiste que es tuyo, y luego tú vas a mirar en Wikipedia, pero no está toda la información que tú usaste, por ejemplo.
Ok.
Entonces, ¿qué pasa? Siempre van a haber noticias falsas, siempre van a haber páginas publicando esas noticias falsas y se esparcen por todo lado, pero cuando van a tratar de botar la fuente de noticias falsas, pues no lo pueden hacer. ¿Ya?
Ujú.
So it's basically something like that. Okay?
Ujú.
So babies, now that you know and that you have clear what is a circular reporting, we are going to try to talk about the second tip that they gave you to identify or to avoid fake news. One of the other tips was related to avoiding give me 1 second. Okay, avoiding sensationalist news or say sensationalist media. What is that? What is sensationalist? Who knows or what can you imagine? If I say that, sensationalist. What can you imagine? Martin Grajales, what can you imagine if I say sensationalist?
Like something really nasty, something great.
Something great, okay. What about Juana? Please write to me. What do you imagine if I say sensationalist? Write your idea, Juana. And while Juana is writing, Juanes, what do you imagine if I say sensationalist? What can you imagine if I say sensationalist? Juanes, are you there, baby?
Sí, pero no entendí la pregunta.
What do you imagine? ¿Qué te imaginas si yo digo esa palabra? Sensationalist. Sensacionalista. Or sensacionalismo. What can you imagine?
Mm, es como la primera vez que escucho esa palabra en mi vida.
You have never listened sensationalism?
Sensationalist. No, baila.
Sensationalist.
No idea, no
No
idea.
idea. Okay, Juana is saying that she believes that is a wonderful thing. Martin said that maybe it can be something right. What can you
I
imagine?
think
David, tell me.
I think that is una cosa muy de sentimientos, muy de no tan objetiva.
Okay, maybe. Something related to feelings, to sensations. So,
Yo creo que,
tell me.
yo creo que sensacionismo puede ser
Sensacionalismo.
sensación, emoción, algo así.
With emotions. So yes, actually, sensationalist or sensationalist media is when you have, for example, some news, but the news are not going to contain entirely the truth because they are being more focused in those things that they can produce in people. So how people is going to receive the notice, and they try to share information, like sometimes even disgusting information, to attract people. Es como amarillista. ¿Ya? Do you know what amarillista is? ¿Qué es algo amarillista, chicos? In Spanish. What is that?
Dominion.
Tell me.
Como muy estilo, muy solamente para atraer público muy, no sé cómo decirlo, muy, yo sé la palabra.
Como el humor negro.
No, 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 no
No,
es
it's
como muy...
different.
¿Y qué exageran?
Ese estilo mucho, es como los realities, que hacen que todo sea muy... Yo sé que los realities es de ese estilo, o sea, que a propósito, lo hacen a propósito, hacen cosas a propósito para que la gente venga,
Mhm.
y esas cosas precisamente no son muy morales, que digamos.
Yeah, they have like just things to call the attention. So, sensationalist media es como lo que te publica solo cosas, así sean feas, así sean desagradables, así hieran los sentimientos de los demás, no importa. Ellos lo publican porque quieren llamar la atención. So one of the tips is to try to avoid those kind of media. So let's check an example. Have you ever seen this newspaper that is called Cubo? Cubo newspaper, yeah? Have you ever seen that newspaper?
Yes.
Yes. So let's compare two newspapers. Let's imagine that you have this news. Someone was found murdered, fue encontrado asesinado in the middle of the street. El Tiempo newspaper is going to release the news, and they are going to tell the story, and they can have maybe some interviews with the police, and they are going to publish an image of the street where the body was found. Okay, that's El Tiempo. What happened with Cuba newspaper? Cuba's newspaper is going to do this. They are going to post or they are going to publish the news, but here is the difference. Maybe they are going to have interviews not with the policeman, but with, I don't know, with the neighbor that was looking through the window while the person was being killed. And also, the picture that they are going to have is not the image of the street, but they are going to have in the first page, in the cover page, the picture of the body, like full of blood and everything.
Teacher, what is the relation for the animation?
¿Cuál es la relación de las imágenes con la noticia? Yeah, is that your
No,
question?
no, 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 no. ¿Cuál es la relación que tiene esto con lo que vamos a ver, lo de la animación?
Because you are going to create a cartoon by using this kind of fake news. I am going to explain it to you, don't worry. So, what happened with Q? So you have like the image of the body while El Tiempo has the image of the street. What do you think that people is going to read? Because of course, El Tiempo is a reliable source of information. But if you know that something really bad happened and Cubo has all the images, unfortunately we have a society like a sensationalist society, you know? So not everyone, but sorry, but many people is going to try to check Cubo's news. So the idea is to try to avoid that media. And the last tip is searching for criticism. So what is searching for criticism? Who can tell me? What is criticism?
Like the the opinion about something, like
The
when you think
opinion.
about something and you write it, and it's not always good. It's mostly bad, I think.
Yes, that's the criticism. So what you have to do is always to try to look for information of real sources without criticism for sources. So let's go back to the example of the vaccine. If you have this rumor that the coronavirus vaccine is going to produce cancer, and this rumor began with, I don't know, with a lady from an old villa, from a little or small village who has never used the vaccine. Maybe you are going to try to find if that information is true or not. But what happened if the fact that if this notice, if this news comes from a doctor specialist in vaccines with a lot of degrees? Si el doctor te está diciendo, no, es que puedes no enfermarte de coronavirus, pero te va a dar cáncer. So maybe this is going to be like a more reliable source. This is going to have like a critical point of view. And maybe you are going to be able to believe it, yeah? And to support your ideas. So, babies, that's the main things about fake news. So don't forget the 3 tips: avoiding sensationalism media, searching for criticism, and look for the original source. Questions up to this point, babies? Yes or no?
No. What?
Questions up to this point?
Oh, no.
No? Okay. So what are we going to do right now? Right now, I am going to give you 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, to go to the restroom, to stand up a little bit, and then at 9:38, we are going to return and we are going to have the explanation of the activity that you are going to do right now, okay?